Welcome to the channel, guys. I'm Conor Downie, your Atlanta real estate agent, and this week we're covering Sandy Springs, Georgia. So if you don't know about Sandy Springs, I guess you came to the right video. As a local, I can give you some real honest insight. This is a high demand area. It hasn't decreased in demand since I was a child, hasn't decreased in demand since my parents moved here back in the 90s, and the reality is it's on an upward trajectory. Fortunately, we noticed this month the data supports that a slight decline is occurring, and if you are willing to purchase luxury priced real estate, Sandy Springs may be giving you a break for the first time in a while. I always cover my data points directly from the MLS, starting with our average sales price. If we take a look at the sales price from last month as compared to this month, we are at a decline in Sandy Springs. That's a really good pat on the back for anybody who's been watching and waiting for those prices to come down. Interest rates have stayed steady, prices have come down. If that's what you've been waiting for, that's exactly what I just said. Prices came down, interest rates stayed steady. It's actually a good time to buy because you're getting it at a discount. So we went from $901,000 for the median price down to $849,000. These are still luxury price points, my friends. Do not forget it. Do not think that you are living in a non-luxury area when you move to Sandy Springs. It is not the best for small families or people who do not have expendable income. Sandy Springs is for luxury living. If you expect to get in there with a low to no income, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but $1,000 or $1,500 a month does not go very far in Sandy Springs. It really does not. With my sympathies already being expressed, we're going to carry on to the median sales price. Median sales price is also down from last month's $725,000 down to $677,000. That's on the median sales price. I want you guys to also acknowledge that this data can be skewed if there has been a number of less sales in the past month. And keep in mind, Sandy Springs is a small city with tight inventory. Obviously, there may be less sales as compared to some of the competing markets around Georgia. Okay. Now that we're getting forward and we've talked about the prices, we can address how many new listings actually came to market last month. That's also on a dip and a decline. If we're seeing this here now, we went from 83 new listings last month to only 75 new listings this month. That means there's less inventory in Sandy Springs. That tells me that maybe they're not building as much in Sandy Springs. And that tells me, as I mentioned before, Sandy Springs is isolated. It's small. There's not much more room for growth. So if you're buying into it, it's pre-established. You're paying a price for a pre-established community. Keep that in mind. It's going to help maintain its value for the long term, and we aren't going to likely see massive declines for a very long period of time, if ever. So we're going to carry on. Let's look at how many homes are for sale overall in the area. Looking at the data, we were down last month actually, 122, and now we are up to 126 homes for sale total in the area. That tells you that there's been a number of people more inclined to sell. This is not for just single family homes. This is data points for both attached and single family homes. So there's a little bit more availability, but certainly not exponentially. You may find something that you like. You may want to have to keep searching, looking, have your agent call a couple of the houses in the neighborhood and see if people are motivated to sell at that right price point. If we look at the pending sales in the market, we are down exponentially. March showed 72, while April only showed 43 pending sales. That means more buyers have removed themselves from the market, or there's just not been quality things on the market to buy in the area. A lot of people can't rationalize it, but I'm going to tell you now, if somebody can't rationalize buying the property at its current price point, chances are something's wrong with it, and chances are there are going to be repairs that need to be done as cash. So if the price is right, chances are you're going to be fixing something tonight, right? That's how fixer uppers and good price properties go. You get your sweat equity and you put the effort in to get the best value for the area. So if you're moving to Sandy Springs, don't hesitate to grab a fixer-upper and put your sweat equity into it, because your children are going to love the area, your wife's going to love the area, your husband's going to love the area, your in-laws, your grandma, I don't care, your dog. The dog parks are great, the forests are great. Sandy Springs, it's pretty great. It's pretty great, honestly. So let's keep on moving. Closed sales have stayed pretty stagnant. Previous month 65, last month down to 60. That's a very, very small margin of difference. 5 sales. Heck, in Sandy Springs, those 5 sales could have been $1 million sales easily. So when we consider the luxury market's movement and consider that Sandy Springs as a whole is a luxury market, they're having very steady numbers. Now, its overall decline for closed sales, like compared to 2021, it's pretty exponential. Like, there were a lot more sales closed in 2021. 148 sales closed in 2021 this time, versus this time this year, only 60 sales. So the price point was lower back then. It wasn't quite fully only luxury market, but it's almost exclusively luxury these days. My favorite data point is next, and it's actually our last data point: days on market. Days on market really tells you how aggressive people are purchasing and buying. So we're going to look at our average days on market. Average days on market are up from 27 to 34. So that's actually good. That means that even though it's a competitive market, you have time to make educated decisions on your purchase. These houses aren't instantly hitting the market and going off the market, but that tells me they're, again, probably luxury priced houses. When it comes to luxury priced homes, often at times the buyers are more reserved. They have the right to choose what it is they want in the home, and they'll pass up on an opportunity because there's chances are another luxury builder or another luxury home is offering them an opportunity to be in that area for a similar price as what they were already anticipating to spend. So if you guys like this data and you think it was supportive, drop down a comment below and let me know your thoughts on Sandy Springs as a whole. Would you live here? Would you move here? Do you already move here and you're tired of it? Just let me know, because I honestly feel like Sandy Springs is just going to hold its value for years to come. It's like the sunny city of the South, right? You guys barely get snow, you barely have sleet, you barely have any kind of problems except for traffic. If you're coming to Atlanta and you don't want traffic, you should probably just not move to Atlanta.